were up or tied the entire game. The Pacers led once in the whole game, and it was for point 0.3 seconds. And it was the last point 0.3 seconds of the entire game.
Yep.
How does that happen? How? I was telling Kyle and Spencer this yesterday when we were watching the game. In basketball, a 10 to 15 point lead is something that you can manage that is completely within your control. Like in
100%.
baseball or any other sport, you're relying on like your pitcher to throw strikes or you're trying to rely on your defense to make tackles. You can't go out there and play defense. In basketball, everything is in your control. You play defense and you play offense on the exact same, I mean, in the same possession, really. Like you could just tell they kind of thought they had it in the bag. They started to slow down. They weren't making their shots. And the Pacers were playing fast tempo to try to get back in the lead, and they kind of just let them do that. It was just a loss of focus. Like, and
Yeah.
how do you do that? How do you lose focus in the finals? Like, that just can't happen.
I mean, I think it just started with changing up the starting lineup. Like even Stephen
Yeah.
A. Smith was like, "Why would you want to mess up something that's been working all year long?" Like we traded for Isaiah Hartenstein, or I guess we signed Isaiah Hartenstein to have two bigs, and then
Yeah.
game one of the finals, we switch, we just throw that out the door. I didn't understand it.
Yeah. The only argument I would have against that is we were up the entire game. We were up the whole game. We were up by 15
Hmm.
at one point. It's like we were up the whole entire game. In the last 4 minutes, they completely sold. Completely. And it's like
Yep.
that is something that they could have controlled, that they could have managed, but they didn't because they lost focus. And that's
Hmm.
a problem. You can't lose focus in game one of the finals. Here's the
Yeah.
thing, I'm not like worried about the rest of the series, but it's like that you always want to win game one. You do. And to lose it in that fashion, it wasn't like this was some back and forth game where we're tied the whole game and then they hit a shot. It's like, okay, respect that, like the Nuggets series. But it's like this, you had the game in the bag the entire game. You had the lead
Hmm.
the entire game and then you sold it because you lost focus. That is unacceptable. And I think Mark is going to probably crash out on them about that. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm not the head coach of the Thunder.
Nope.
I'm not playing in the game, but
To be honest, it's like a 10-point lead in basketball is not a big lead. It really isn't. Like
yeah.
when I saw that we were leading by 10 the whole game, I was like, this is a close game. And yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we kept a 10-point lead the entire game, but that means they're keeping up with us. That means they're scoring the same amount of buckets that we are. That just means that at some point we took a 10-point lead and we were never able to push it any further. Um,
Yeah.
and a 10-point lead, that's three possessions.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's four, but it's basically, I mean, three possessions and you're literally right there again. So yeah, I don't think it's like I don't think the tale of the tale is like, oh, they were playing great all game and they were dominating all game and then all of a sudden things switched and they turned it off. It was more just like it was a battle all game, honestly. Like I mean, they kept up with our pace all game long. It was ten
And
point
just like
lead
Yeah.
all game long.
defensively for the Thunder, it was just I feel like that was just a master class. Like, well, at least up until like the 4 minute mark of the fourth quarter, but it was just 30 something turnover, like close to 30 turnovers to like we had maybe seven or eight. It was just a master class, and it sucks that we had to just ruin that performance
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
defense by just a
Just
lackluster off.
Yeah, just a lot. I mean, J Dub off, Chet off. Unfortunately, Lou was on. We wasted a good Lou game, which is,
Hmm.
Yeah.
but I mean, that's where my concern lies is the offense. I don't think it's
Yeah.
necessarily like they just thought that they had the game in the bag and they just decided to chill out. I don't think it's defense. I mean, definitely don't think it's defense. I think offense just went stone cold at a point, and honestly, Hallie's just got that dog in him. So
Oh,
It's a
100%.
tale.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why everyone's shocked. This is what the Pacers do. They've been doing it all postseason long. Like, they will sit
Mm.
there like a little lion, and they're just right behind you. And as soon as oh, you're weak, boom. Tyrese Halliburton, his fourth game winning or tying shot.
Yeah.
That's absurd. That's
Yeah.
absurd. And I think the thing is, and we've all noticed it, if the game is not a blowout, you can flip a coin whether or not the
yep,
Thunder's going to win.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
it's
all game,
really,
all year long.
really easy. If it's not 20 plus points, there is not a guarantee because
Yeah.
that little 10-point lead, it's like, okay, once they push it within probably six, the Thunder are like, oh, oh, and then they start pressing, and
Yep.
then we can't hit. Shea can't hit a shot. That mid range little step back, he can't hit it, but he'll hit it. If we're up by 30,000, he hits it every single time. But
Yeah.
when we need it to go in, boink. Chet putting up 6. How do you put up 6? Dude, I
Yeah.
got home. My mom was watching interviews, talking to her, and she brought up a very good point. I've never seen a team not want to dunk the ball as much as the Thunder. I've never
Man.
seen a team.
Yeah.
Chet,
That's
you were
facts.
7'18". Why not? Why are we trying to jelly and put the ball in? Buddy, put the ball in the hoop and run back. I just don't.
What
It just doesn't.
I
Yeah.
what I saw from like Hartenstein, I saw him driving more,
No,
which I was
exactly.
like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's out of the norm.
Because he
And
always
if
shoots that little left-handed floater
Yeah.
every single time.
and yeah, it's just I just feel like since his injury, like Chet's injury this year, it's just I don't know if he's just scared of going up and maybe re-injuring, or it's just I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just you have the height advantage. We have the height advantage. I do not know why we just I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I'm just still at a loss for words from that shot by Halliburton.
Dude.
Yeah.
I saw a stat that was like Chet and J-Dub combined for 5 from 20 from the field or something like that.
Yep.
How does that happen? How does that happen?
It's happened all year long. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So we got us
That's
to
what
the
I'm saying is
finals.
like that can't happen. I take the stance and I would have to disagree is just I feel like we had the lead the whole time. Like if you're up by 10, you are commanding the game. Like you can't tell me if you're up by 10 that you're not commanding the game. And then we sold. That is like my personal take is like it's not like it was a close game the whole game. When you're up by 10 and you're up by 10 to 15 the entire game, that's not a close game. And then you completely lose it in the final 4 minutes. That is selling the game.
Yeah.
So, and
I
that
would
is a result
agree.
of a lack of focus. Something switches. Basically, you lose your momentum, and Indiana capitalizes on it by picking up the pace. They're making their shots. Okay, at that point, what do? You slow the game down. You just dribble the ball. You slow the game down, and you try to get regroup or fill in new guys. But it's just like I don't know. I just don't. I feel like we were absolutely in control of the game the entire time, and then we
Yeah.
sold.
That was pretty much our game to lose.
Yeah,
It
And we
was
did. We did.
completely.
We did a great job of
Yeah.
that. We did a fantastic job.
Completely. Yeah.
I agree. I'm
The
not
game
saying,
plan was good. Like we were up the whole game. Like it was
Yeah.
it was a great game plan.
I agree. I think we sold.
Fell
I
apart.
agree that we sold the game, but I don't think I think a 10-point lead in the NBA is nothing. In the
I can agree
NBA
with that.
in the NBA, a 10-point lead, because like there are so many guys in the NBA. Lou Dort did it like literally against the
Yeah.
Nuggets. 3 threes, bang, 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 and then
Yeah.
that lead's gone. That lead is
Yeah.
literally gone. So, in my opinion, in the NBA, a 10-point lead isn't much. So, like, I'm not like if it was like a 20-point lead, 30-point lead, that's like holy crap, Hall of Fame sell. But a 10-point lead, like a good run and they're gone. I think that where I disagree with is I don't think it's a lack of focus. I don't think they just like decided to like relax. I think they just
Mm.
went cold. They were 0 for let me see, 0 for
I guess what I'm
6.
saying is like how do you go cold?
I think just shooting. I don't
Yeah,
think
but like how do you like go cold on shooting? That's what
Start
I'm saying. It's like
pressing,
a lack
bro.
of focus.
I don't think
Like
it's
it's like a
I don't think they chose to go cold on shooting. Like I don't think they
no, but
I
I'm
think
saying
it's kind of like
well,
what
of
Kylan
course, but
was
it's like
saying.
how do you
With-
how do you
they start
go
pressing?
cold?
They start tightening. It's like
I
I'm
think-
trying to think. Like in baseball, if you're beating a team and then they start shortly and they start coming back, chipping away, and then you're like, oh snap, we have to do this. That's when every error happens, every
Yes.
strikeout happens. I
Yes.
literally think we should be wanting a 10-point lead in the NBA. I think for all 29 other teams or however many, I think 29 or whatever, it's good for them. But the Thunder team, you
Yeah.
gotta get past. It has to be probably
Yeah.
I'd honestly say 20 plus, 15 minimum probably. Because 10 for them, it's like that because as soon as that pressure comes on, it's
Mhm.
over. It's over.
Pacers
they just
were
fold.
Pacers were 6 for 10 from 3 in the fourth. We were 0 for 5. I think it's
Jeez,
literally just a
that's
tale
just
of hitting
ridiculous.
shots and missing shots. I
Yeah.
think that's it. I don't think it's like they just like decided to turn it off. I think they literally just were
Yeah.
missing their shots.
I mean,
think,
yeah, it's not a conscious effort to turn it off. It's just like kind of like you said, you made the baseball reference. At the end of the day, that core issue is a mental switch. It's a switch from they're coming back, I have to be perfect now. And that's when you
Yep.
start making mistakes, which at the end of the day is a core mental switch.
so if anything,
I don't
they
think
were
the
like
Thunder
too locked
chose
in.
to,
They were like freak. They're
maybe,
getting out.
maybe, but that's what I'm saying. That kind of is like the whole argument, which you guys kind of just like proved it, which is like there was a key mental switch that happened where they stopped missing their shot, they stopped making their shots, and then Indiana was getting shot. They're just hitting their shots.
I can
Like
kind of agree
there's
with
a
that. I
there's
just
a
don't think it
mental
was a
switch that
focus,
happened.
though. I don't think they like turned it off.
Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I worded it wrong. Maybe it wasn't focus. Maybe it's a mental switch to they have to be perfect.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
And that's like maybe a better argument. But at the end of the day, it's they lost their groove when it mattered the most.
Yeah.
And that had nothing to do with their physical play. It had everything to do with the mental switch of, oh, Indiana's coming back. Now we have to be it's like, no, you're up by 10 the whole game. Like just keep that mentality going the entire time. And they
Yeah.
didn't.
It's just hitting
didn't.
shots. It's literally just you have to hit your shots in that time of the game.
Yeah.
Like that's literally it. Because like, just like I said,
Yeah.
if you're up by 10 and you miss 3 shots and they hit 3 shots, your lead is gone.
Yeah.
Like it's that simple. So I think that's just the tail of the tail is like you cannot just go stone cold shooting in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter. And we do that. The thing is, we done it all year long.
all the time.
We've done it all
But-
year long.
All the
It ain't-
At the
time,
same
bro.
time, what's so weird is normally in the fourth quarter, we're better than every other team in the fourth quarter. Like the Nuggets series. We dominated the Nuggets in the fourth quarter almost every single game. You saw that with the Grizzlies series. We dominated in the fourth quarter. And it seems like we dominated, it seems like this game, we dominated the first 3 quarters and then fell apart in the fourth. It didn't make sense. Like to me, it was actually the opposite of what we've been doing all year, which is like
Yeah.
we
the
kind of have a
opposite what
slow
we do during
start
wins,
and then we turn it on.
but it's what we've been doing during losses. Like the game 1 loss
Yeah.
versus the Nuggets, almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Game 3 Nuggets versus
Yeah.
the loss, almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Every time we lose, it's almost in the same fashion. We're up by 10 the whole game.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, we just go stone cold shooting, or the whole game we're just stone cold shooting. Really, we
And
just
then we
had
turn it
stone cold
on.
shooting nights all year. I don't understand how our team, it's actually crazy, is so crazy inconsistent at shooting. But
I don't understand how a 68 win team just goes cold like that consistently. Like it's not, and just like you said, Spencer, it's not like we go cold randomly. It is a consistent every 3 to 4 nights or something like that. We just go silent. And it's like, what? How? How are you a 68 win team, one of the greatest NBA teams of all time, and you're consistently going cold shooting? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It might just be pressure. I mean, I think
Mhm.
everybody,
Yeah, definitely.
everybody's going to the games now. Drewski's sitting courtside. People that don't really care about Oklahoma City basketball, they're
Yeah.
starting to like watch now. It might be pressure. It might just be pressing a little bit, but I don't know. I think this team deserved every single 68 win,
Yeah.
every single win in that 68 season. But I just think it just comes down to pressure. Like it's like
Yeah.
what we've been talking about. If they hit 2 threes and now the lead's cut to 4, you're going to press. Shea's going to try and play hero ball. He's going to try and
Yep.
bump a defender, try and shoot a shot. And
Yep.
it's just, that's why you just can't waste possessions. Like when I just think whenever Shea just doesn't pass,
Mhm.
I think that's just a waste of possession. Even, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot, but I think it goes back to the double big lineup. I think
Yeah.
that was a good run for Case and Wallace, but I think we got to go back to what worked. And
Yeah.
I think Mark has a plan. Mark's already going to cook up
Oh, yeah.
something, and I think it's going to be good. It's just a terrible way to enjoy a first finals game in 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, I
Absolutely.
feel like nobody was worried, but now like when you sit there and think of like logistically what the Pacers are really good at and what we're really bad at, it is the perfect matchup for the Pacers to win. Like, oh, this team, low key, if you kind of get on them a little bit, like they've had I think it said 7 game tying or like game winning or like something where they've
Something
been
ridiculous.
Halliburton is 13 for 14 in the clutch.
like it's something
Crazy.
silly where they've had like 7 comeback wins if they're down by like 10 with a minute left.
Yeah.
It's like
It's crazy.
that's just our kryptonite
Yeah.
is a team that could do that. So, I mean, I think he has those eyes where he's locked in, probably plotting something up. I don't know, but Tyrese Halliburton, he's put up 14, but golly, he put up enough when it mattered. So,
Mhm.
I mean,
That's what's crazy. And that right there is my concern, which is I'm not like concerned that we're going to lose the series after one loss, but I'm concerned the fact that Halliburton only put up 14 and they still won. He didn't even put up 15 points, and they still got the win. And now I'm thinking like, okay, what's gonna happen when he has a 30-point night? When he has a 25-point night? Like, we're banking on other people going cold, or else we're losing by 20. Like that. That's the case. If Halliburton had a good night last night, we lose by 15.
The thing about the Halliburton thing, I understand where you're coming from, but Halliburton shot 50% last night from the field. He had a good night. He just
That's
didn't take
crazy.
shots because our defense, it's the same thing. Remember with Anthony Edwards in that post-game interview where he said, I had a good night. I just didn't take enough shots.
Yeah.
Our defense literally put so much effort into the one guy or the two guys where we're trying to put the pressure of the game on role players.
Yeah.
And it works against us. PJ Washington, Aaron Gordon. Like it works sometimes, but I think it's a good strategy over a 7-game stretch. Put it on the role players. Make them step up. I'd rather make them step up than make Halliburton step up because Halliburton will step up.
He will.
Yeah.
He will step up.
The thing is, I still have so much confidence. I would bet on a 30-plus point victory in game 2, honestly, because the shooting will be good. And when the shooting's good, the game goes really well for us. So
and now we're fired up too.
I'm still
loss.
Yeah. I'm still really confident, honestly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the Pacers came in, they have a 10% chance to win. They're the underdog. Now they had all that momentum to go into the game to take it over. Now we just lost. Now we have that, I guess that separate it factor that we get to push through. So I guess not saying that it's hard to get juiced up, but it's different when you come into a game and everybody's saying you're going to win versus the mentality when you go into a game and everybody's saying you're going to lose. Those mentalities are completely different. And I feel like when you feel like you're in a position where you're backed against a corner and you have to go forward, that's what the Thunder are going to do, on Sunday night and probably dominate, honestly. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'd put my money on is a 20-plus point, literally.
Yeah, definitely. It just sucks.
Okay.
I hate
But
I'm just frustrated.
Man, I don't even want to think about what would be said on this podcast if we go down 0-2. I don't even want to think about it because I genuinely would start having that would be freak out mode. I would start.
That'll be a first time explicit.
First
podcast.
time you got to log on to YouTube and make sure that you're 18 plus.
Yeah, that you're 18.
Yes.
You're 18 years older.
Yeah, literally because
Yeah.
I don't even want to start thinking about that till it gets here. So it's not going to happen.
Hopefully it never does. Yeah. Hopefully
it's not going to
gets
happen.
here.
Don't even need to worry about that yet.
Yeah. I had a calm crash out today, but I can promise you Sunday night,
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
if we lose, I will have a loud crash out. I'm not going to have a nonchalant crash out like I did today.
That'd be an instant reaction pod. That'd be 20 minutes after the game. We're hopping on here screaming. So, all right, fellas.